All right, so we're gonna have Naomi do some bicep curls here. One thing you wanna focus on is making sure that your elbows are planted tight against your rib cage. So you wanna pin your elbows tight. You wanna pull your shoulder blades back, keep your chest tall, tighten your abdominals, right? And then from that position, really try to keep your elbows in a single position and then squeeze your biceps. So down one, up squeeze one, up squeeze two. Now you can see how stable her shoulder is. Again, 3. Let's get 2 more, 4. 1 more, and 5. So you see how she's a really stable shoulder. The one thing I look for when people do curls or most movements is how much this moves. All right, I want to make sure this is in a stable position. I'm going to have you face this way, Naomi. Okay, pin the shoulder blades back just a little bit. Okay, tighten your stomach. All right, brace your abdominals. Okay, go ahead, squeeze your arms tight. Good. Come down slow. Good. And let's go ahead and get 12 repetitions. All right, we do as many as we can. Let's really work those arms. And that way you can kind of get an idea of what I look for when you're doing a curl. I want to see that this shoulder position stays open here at the top, and that when she lowers it, her shoulder does not dump forward. And right now, you're going to see it dump forward as she begins to fatigue because I'm going to have her go to failure. And just keep that wrist straight. Don't move the wrist too much. The wrist stays flat. Keep going. Tight. Good. Keep going. You're doing good. Squeeze tight. Good. Squeeze tight. Don't want to get in the way of the camera. Keep going. Again, squeeze tight. Come on. Squeeze. And when you get to the bottom, immediately go up. Quickly. Up. That way you get a little bit of stretch reflex. There you go. Good. Squeeze tight. There you go. Good, down slow. Keep going, come on, come on. Up, squeeze tight. And you kind of see the shoulder. Let's get 3 more, last 3, I promise. Last 3. Up, squeeze 1, and you kind of see how this is starting to dump forward now. 2 more. 2, come on, 2. Slow, let's get 1 more. Now she's failing already. 1 more. And 3, good job. All right, so that felt pretty good, right? Yeah. So you can see what she was doing. Essentially, for most people that train, especially if you're training by yourself, I want you to stop. With those last 3 I had her do, I probably wouldn't have most people do. Or maybe you'll do that, maybe the last 2 I wouldn't have her do. Because once you start to lose your shoulder position, you're not paying attention, you're not staying tight. So you want to make sure you're nice and tight, your shoulders are back, your abs are braced, and then as you curl, you don't, because what's common also is that when people do bicep curls, they'll squeeze their arms tight, and then as they lower it, because it hurts their bicep, they want to do this, and then extend, and then come out. So they have too much shoulder movement. And what we want is we want a stable shoulder and squeeze. Okay, now some people say that you don't want to be too strict with your form. If you're a beginner and you're watching this video, or even if you're intermediate, you should stay strict. You can deal with advanced stuff later down the road. For right now, you want to focus on making sure you have good technique that way you can really work your arms. All right, your biceps rested enough? Excited to do another set?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's face the mirror. I'm going to face the camera. All right, posture tall. Okay, now I want you to pay attention to your shoulders here as they get close to failure. And squeeze tight, good. And really focus on squeezing your hand, Naomi. That way your wrist doesn't flop around. You want the wrist to stay flat. Good, squeeze tight. Another thing you can do too is having the elbows as a guide against the rib cage. So press my finger here tight with your elbow. There you go, squeeze. Squeeze, keep on, come on, push yourself. Come on, let's get 3 more at least. That way the elbow stays in a good position. Good. Keep going, squeeze up tight, 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 tight. There you go. It's 2 more, we'll do 2 more. 1, good. 1 more, and then you see a head or neck movement. There's the compensations. Up and squeeze tight, slow, and good job. Another thing too to consider when you're doing this exercise is the elbow position. You don't want the elbow to be too far back, and you don't want it to be too far forward. So I guess just a little bit forward. I mean, there's really a preference. You do work different parts of the biceps a little bit in different angles, but I mean, when you're getting close to failure, you're pretty much working everything, and you really can't go wrong.